Monster Hunter Wilds has been out for almost a year now, and it still is one of the most active played games on Steam. This game had the biggest and most popular launch of all other games in the Monster Hunter franchise. And with every right, this game shines with its amazing world building, a live ecosystem, and great monster design and amazing fighting system. But through all these great things, the cracks started to show. A lackluster endgame and unbalanced difficulty left many people angry and unsatisfied, even calling it the worst game in the franchise. But was it really that bad? As a Monster Hunter veteran who started with Monster Hunter Tri, I have some opinions that are kind of different than the usual ones you hear on this app. So I suggest you sit down, get yourself a beer and listen to a random animated flame guy talking about disclaimer. Everything in this video is my opinion, alright? So if you can't handle that for any reason at all, don't watch the video and please go outside. Now, let's start with the good stuff. This game probably has the best character customization out of all Monster Hunter games. Yes, even the first one. I spent probably half an hour just creating my beautiful character. The world and the whole ecosystem is great. I love that all the different areas feel like they actually belong together, instead of like it was in Monster Hunter World, where every place feels kind of its standalone thing. It's also great that every time you defeat a certain monster or get a certain objective done, it actually affects the area and your camp. It actually feels like what you do isn't pointless, and I love that about the game. It's kind of Monster Hunter 4, where the environment also changes. The monster design is awesome as always, but you know that I don't have to tell you that. The monsters have their own habitat and life cycles, blah 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 blah. You know it. Everyone who plays Monster Hunter knows the monsters are great. It's not any different. What is different though are the characters. This time they're actually awesome and serve a purpose. Everyone has their own feelings and struggles and personalities that it's actually fun choosing the optional dialogue options and just talking to them. This is a big contrast to the other two games. I skipped just every dialogue because who the fuck cares? They are literally all the same. I also never wanted to throw the handler, our partner in this game, out of a skyscraper, because this time they're actually not annoying and they serve a fucking purpose. This time the story also isn't completely trash. Monster Hunter was never known for its story or even played for it. Everyone just wanted to make some sick looking boots out of their favorite dragon. But it's still really nice to have a good or at least acceptable story. This game also has Guna. The critics. Okay, you all have at least heard of the problems, so let's quickly talk about them. The game was notoriously known for its bad performance issues on PC, and while it's at least partly fixed, the issues are still there. Stuff like this just honestly shouldn't happen in the first place, and I think the critics are valid on that part. What I think isn't valid though are the points against the difficulty. Since Monster Hunter World came out, a lot of the older fans were outraged because the game was too easy. This was also a complaint that happened in the next Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter Rise, and of course now in Wilds. And yes, while it is true that the newer games have been a lot easier than the older ones, it's still a weird complaint to me, especially because Monster Hunter always made sure that the hardcore fans that wanted a challenge had their fair share. They always implemented the hard stuff in the G rank or master rank or whatever you call it, or in certain event quests, so everyone can have their fun. Now in Wilds, we have the Omega event quest, a Final Fantasy collaboration, and you know what? The monster is hard, probably the hardest one we have so far. For the first time, you actually have to get into groups, make a plan, and develop a strategy to take the beast down. Surely everyone will be pleased now that there is a challenge in the game, right? Right? Of course not. Of course they fucking hate it. Why? Because it's too hard. Do you see my problem now? You all are never satisfied with anything. And I don't even think it's a Monster Hunter issue, but a real world issue as a whole. It doesn't matter what you say, what you play, what you do. You will always be having one little bitch in your comments that hates it for no reason. I just honestly don't get the issue. The newer players now have the story mode, which is easy and accessible for everyone to get into the combat, and the OG players now have some hard quests where they actually have to develop a strategy. But for some reason, no one seems to be satisfied with this. And yes, Omega is hard. I needed like 10 tries to defeat this guy. But that's kind of the point. Because after you defeat him, you actually feel good. And the armor sets and the weapons are actually worth it. So I honestly don't get the problem. Here's the thing about the endgame though. I kinda get the problem, but I kinda don't. The complaint many people have is that there is not enough content, which is only partially true. Yes, the endgame lacks variety in missions and in monsters, for now. But in my experience, I still had a lot of fun grinding the investigation missions. The gameplay is just really addicting, and that's kind of the point of Monster Hunter. So I automatically have fun no matter what kind of mission. But I know that not everyone is like me, and that's okay. But for those people, I can gladly say the game will still unfold. Monster Hunter always made waves of updates for the gamers, in which the really cool stuff will be added. I can't wait for the next update in December, where we can finally fight Gogmazios again. A monster last time seen in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate for the 3DS. That doesn't mean you shouldn't criticize the lack of content in the base game, because it's valid. For me, it was already a problem in Monster Hunter World. But I don't think you should completely push the game aside and throw it out of the window, because it will get so much more content. It's gonna be insane. Conclusion. In my opinion, Monster Hunter Wilds fucking slaps. It's not a masterpiece, like some say. And yes, it 100% has its valid problems that need to be worked on. But you know what? I still had a damn lot of fun playing it. And I really enjoyed it. If you want to know my advice for this game, it's that you need to put the phone away and let yourself get immersed into the game. Don't watch negative TikToks all the time or look at the Steam reviews. Don't watch YouTube videos, and just play the game and try to enjoy it. This game will never be for everyone, and that's okay, because it never was meant to be. My point just is that many people ruin their own experiences with certain games unintentionally with social media. But that's just my opinion. I'm just an animated stickman on YouTube at the end of the day. What you do with my advice, it is your choice. If you have different opinions than me and you have some complaints and want to discuss it, let's talk about it in the comments. I would love to hear your advice and your opinions. But that was it now for me. Now, see ya and have an awesome day as well.